All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to talk about something really exciting, how you can bring the incredible Montessori method right into your own home. We're going to look at how digital tools are completely changing the game, making it possible for parents like you to feel totally confident guiding your child's education. It's all about achieving digital mastery of this amazing curriculum.
Okay, so first up, the homeschooling dilemma. Let's get real for a second. We have to talk about the big thing that stops so many people in their tracks. It's that feeling, right? You get excited about homeschooling, and then, bam, a huge wave of doubt just washes over you. We're going to talk about getting from that place of being totally lost to finally finding your direction.
So, does this question hit home for you? You're thinking, I really want to do this, but then your brain just floods with questions like, am I qualified enough? What if I mess this up? What if I do it wrong? I mean, that feeling of being overwhelmed, it's huge. And listen, if that's you, you are so not alone. Yep, this is it, the big one. That fear of doing it wrong. It can honestly just stop you cold. And it's not because you don't love your kid or want the absolute best for them, of course not. It's just that massive weight of responsibility. But here's the thought. What if there was a roadmap? What if there was a whole philosophy that's not about you being a perfect teacher, but about you being the perfect guide for your child? And that, my friends, brings us right to Montessori. We're going to break down what it is, a child-centered philosophy. Now, you might think it's just about those cool wooden toys, but it's so much more. It's this beautiful, deep philosophy that sees learning as something totally natural, not something you have to force, but something you help blossom.
Okay, so let's look at the official definition because it's actually really important. At its core, it's all about a child's natural desire to learn. The whole idea is that kids are already curious. We don't have to create that spark. Our job is to protect it and feed it. And that phrase, freedom within limits, that's everything. It's kind of like saying you can choose anything you want for a snack from these 3 healthy options I put out. See, it gives them choice, but inside a safe, thoughtful structure.
So what does this actually look like day to day? Well, it pretty much boils down to these 4 big ideas. First, child-led learning. You're basically a detective, watching what they're into and then putting the right tools in their path. Then, hands-on activities. Kids learn by doing, not by listening to us talk forever, right? All of this happens in what's called a prepared environment. Basically, setting up your space so they can succeed on their own. And the big payoff for all this? Real, genuine independence. That is the ultimate goal. Okay, this all sounds amazing, right? But you might be thinking, how on earth do I learn how to do all this? I mean, for years you had to go to these intense, expensive, in-person training programs. But today, we have a powerful, modern toolkit right at our fingertips. Let's talk about why going digital is an absolute game changer. Just look at this comparison. It says it all. Traditional teacher training, super expensive, you have to show up on a rigid schedule, and, it's all about managing a classroom of 30 kids. Not exactly a homeschooling vibe. But look at the online parent training side. The cost is way lower. You can learn whenever you want, 10 p.m. after the house is finally quiet. And the best part? The focus is entirely on how to do this in your home. It's literally built for parents like us. I just love this way of thinking about it. These online resources are your homeschool co-pilot. You are still the pilot. You're flying the plane. You make the big decisions. But that co-pilot, it's giving you the map, the lesson plans, the how-to videos, all the guidance you need to get where you're going without ever trying to take over the controls. It is support, not a replacement. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. The goal of online training isn't to replace the parent. It's to empower them as their child's best guide. That's it. That is the whole point. The tech is not the teacher. You are the guide. The tech is just the amazing tool that makes you an even more confident, prepared guide. Because, let's be real, nobody on this planet knows your kid better than you do. All right, so hopefully you're feeling a little more excited and a little less scared. But now for the practical stuff. What do you actually do? Let's get into a simple, clear action plan for your own digital mastery. So here's your path. It really is just 4 manageable steps. Step 1, you got to choose your core program. Find an online platform that just clicks with your family's vibe. Step 2, this is the fun part. You get to curate all the cool digital materials, ebooks, apps, printables, you name it. Step 3 is where the magic starts to happen in your actual house. You use what you've learned to create that prepared, learning-friendly space. And finally, step 4, and this is the most important one, you learn to just watch your child. Observe them, see what they need, and adapt. That right there, that is the heart of Montessori.
So when you put all these pieces together, what's the outcome? What does your empowered homeschool actually look and feel like? Because I'll tell you, it's not just doing school at the kitchen table. It is way, way bigger than that.
Seriously, just take a second and picture this. A home that is just buzzing with curiosity, where your child isn't waiting for you to tell them what to do next, but is actually pulling on your sleeve, so excited to show you what they just figured out on their own. That's the dream, isn't it? Not just checking off academic boxes, but sparking a genuine, honest-to-goodness love of learning that'll stick with them for their entire life.
And that really just leaves us with one question, which is the most exciting question of all. Once you've set the stage, once you've given them the tools and the freedom, once you've stepped into your role as their guide, what's the first thing your child is going to discover?